The U.S. Navy's F/A-XX program represents the future of American naval aviation and is widely regarded as one of the most strategically critical defense projects in the coming decades. This initiative aims to develop and field a sixth-generation carrier-based stealth fighter that will eventually replace the Navy's F/A-18E, F Super Hornet and E-A-18 Growler electronic warfare aircraft. The aircraft is intended to operate from the decks of America's nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, forming the backbone of the future carrier air wing alongside an increasing number of unmanned systems. For years, the F/A-XX program has been enveloped in a shroud of secrecy and uncertainty, often described as one of the most complex and ambitious fighter development efforts ever undertaken by the Navy. Its delays and shifts in focus reflect the broader challenges faced by the Department of Defense in balancing technological innovation, budget constraints, and the evolving nature of warfare. However, recent reports strongly indicate that the program is now approaching a critical juncture: the imminent selection of the prime contractor responsible for designing and building this new fighter. This development is significant because it signals a transition from conceptual phases and preliminary studies to concrete development and eventual production. According to multiple sources within the defense community, the Pentagon leadership, specifically the Secretary of Defense, has recently authorized moving forward with choosing the winning design, narrowing the competition to two major U.S. aerospace companies, Boeing and Northrop Grumman. The competition is noteworthy because both contenders bring unique strengths and experiences to the table. Boeing, well known for its extensive history in fighter aircraft development, is already deeply involved in the Air Force's sixth-generation fighter program, the F-47. The F/A-XX fighter from Boeing is expected to share some technologies and design philosophies with the F-47 but tailored specifically for naval operations, which impose unique requirements such as carrier takeoff and landing stresses, corrosion resistance, and interoperability with shipboard systems. Northrop Grumman, on the other hand, has a storied legacy in stealth technology and advanced air platforms. The company was heavily involved in the Air Force's Next Generation Air Dominance (NGAD) program before shifting focus toward the F/A-XX and the B-21 Raider stealth bomber. Northrop's experience with stealth bombers and unmanned aircraft provides it with a solid foundation to propose innovative designs that could revolutionize naval air power. It's important to note that Lockheed Martin, a dominant force in military aviation with its F-35 Joint Strike Fighter program, was reportedly removed from consideration in the F/A-XX competition earlier this year. This development underscores the Navy's desire to explore new technological approaches and avoid duplication, perhaps to leverage fresh innovation or focus on companies with existing infrastructure aligned more directly with naval needs. The path to this point has been fraught with challenges. Early in the program's life cycle, there was uncertainty about how to balance funding and resources between the Navy's F/A-XX and the Air Force's NGAD, F-47 program. The U.S. industrial base's capacity to support simultaneous development of two cutting-edge sixth-generation fighters was a major concern. This led to some delays in reprioritization within the Pentagon, with Air Force efforts sometimes taking precedence in budget discussions. Congressional support has played a critical role in keeping the F/A-XX on track. Lawmakers have recognized the program's importance to U.S. naval power and have pushed for consistent funding, including an allocation of approximately $1.4 billion in the proposed 2026 defense budget specifically for the F/A-XX. This funding commitment not only reflects confidence in the program's strategic value but also signals political backing for accelerating development to meet emerging threats. Speaking of threats, the urgency of advancing the F/A-XX is amplified by the rapid technological strides being made by near-peer competitors, particularly China. China's People's Liberation Army Navy (PLAN) has made impressive progress in carrier aviation, including fielding new stealth fighters like the J-35 and developing modern carriers with electromagnetic catapult systems. These advancements challenge the U.S. Navy's current technological edge in the Western Pacific and other critical regions. Chinese efforts to expand their carrier-based air capabilities and develop advanced unmanned systems directly inform the U.S. Navy's strategic calculus. The F/A-XX is intended to counter these advancements by providing superior stealth, sensor fusion, and weapon systems that can penetrate advanced enemy defenses, establish air superiority, and support the Navy's power projection mission globally. Technologically, the F/A-XX is expected to embody several revolutionary features. It will likely have enhanced stealth capabilities optimized for carrier operations, which involve different radar and infrared signatures compared to land-based fighters. The aircraft is designed for extended range and endurance, allowing it to operate far from carrier groups to provide early warning, strike capabilities, and electronic warfare support. Advanced sensor suites will provide unparalleled situational awareness and targeting precision, linked through secure, resilient networks to other assets in the carrier strike group. Another key aspect is the integration of manned and unmanned teaming. The F/A-XX will not operate alone but as part of a carrier air wing that may feature up to two-thirds uncrewed aircraft in the future. This manned-unmanned synergy will increase the effectiveness and survivability of the carrier strike group by enabling the fighter to control and coordinate drone swarms for reconnaissance, electronic attack, and kinetic strikes while retaining a human pilot's critical decision-making capabilities in complex scenarios. The program's secrecy and technical complexity mean that much of what is publicly known is limited to conceptual renderings and official statements. However, high-profile visits by senior defense officials, including the Secretary of Defense and Navy leadership, aboard aircraft carriers and public demonstrations of naval air power hint at the program's growing importance. The Navy's 250th anniversary celebrations provided a visible backdrop for showcasing the ongoing evolution of carrier aviation and underscored the strategic priority given to the F/A-XX. Although a formal announcement of the selected contractor is expected imminently, there remains the possibility of last-minute delays. The program's history includes multiple instances where anticipated decisions were postponed due to technical challenges, budget negotiations, or shifting strategic priorities. The complexity of developing a sixth-generation stealth fighter for the carrier environment, with all its unique engineering demands, ensures that the path forward will be challenging. Once selected, the winning company will embark on a multi-year development and testing cycle, followed by production and phased introduction into the fleet likely in the mid-2030s. The aircraft will undergo rigorous evaluations, including carrier suitability tests, systems integration, and combat simulations, before becoming fully operational. This timeline reflects the Navy's commitment to delivering a capable and survivable platform that can meet future threats head-on. The F/A-XX program is a decisive step for the U.S. Navy to maintain and extend its naval air dominance into the future. By choosing a contractor soon and advancing the program, the Navy and Department of Defense signal their commitment to staying ahead of global competitors through superior technology, innovation, and strategic foresight. The new fighter will be a critical asset in preserving American maritime security, protecting global sea lanes, and ensuring that the U.S. remains the dominant naval power for decades to come.